Hey, good morning, guys. I'm going to go over our two new updated agency binders. We have one for a licensed nurse, and then we also have one for a CNA. They both have the exact same IP information. Any new agency person should, or if they haven't, an agency person that may have been here but hasn't gone through this book, needs to go through the book and sign off and take the quizzes and the competencies also. So the CNA and the LPN, they have the exact same IP information. There's plenty of room in here to put all kind of other information not related to IP in this book. So make sure you're just putting relevant things in there for an agency person so we don't completely overwhelm them. This book by no means will be all-encompassing. If you do find that these books are missing what you feel like is some vital IP information that they should know, please let me know and we can make adjustments for sure. So there's a sign-in sheet in the beginning, and everybody should sign. Every agency person should sign in and then print their name so we can read it. And then I also included in here a map of the first and the second floor. So it tells like where the utilities rooms are, where the break rooms are, activities director's offices, RCM offices, my office. And then on the first floor, it has much the same information, just so they kind of have an idea of where things are. And then, let me turn this around. We have a new addition to the book that I just added. This is a handout that should be given to the agency worker. They need to sign this initial sheet, and you'll sign off on it. And you rip this front page off, and it goes in my box. And then they have, they're left with all kind of great information to know about friendship, about our abuse policy, resident rights, team building, customer service, fire, elder abuse, resident safety strategies, how to report. All that is in that, and that should go with them. And then, so there's copies of that in there. There's a master copy, so you can always make copies. And then this form right here is consent and authorization. Every agency person should just have one of these on file. Once they've done it once, they don't need to do it again. This is so the lab can release the results to us. And so that's very important. So we're all staying in compliant with that. I put a section in here for emails, so as you get my emails and you feel like that would be something important for agency to know and be aware of, like updated, like, hey, we're in eyewear now, or hey, we're not in eyewear, let's hope that one's come soon, or anything like that, you could put those emails in there. Just make sure they're not emails pertaining to residents in this book. Nothing like that. And then this is just monitoring, monitoring residents for respiratory, kind of what our protocol and procedure is. And then this was a great idea from Tina. She thought it would be great to have one sheet that talks about all the different kind of transmission-based precautions we have. So I wrote that up, and then the agency person will sign and date it at the bottom, and then you'll just put a copy of this in my box. So great job, Tina. That was a great idea. This talks about the kill times. We do have those stickers on all of our chemical bottles that we use, but it's also nice to have a reference sheet in here for that. There's also a quiz that they can take. It's just a verbal quiz, and you can just go over this with them and have them signed, and you'll sign and date it as well and put that in my box. We also put, and thank you, Ashley. Ashley helped me kind of get these books together. yesterday, so I really appreciate that, Ashley. We included, and she redid, she thought this would be very helpful about when to clean your eyewear. And I'm sure there are probably other times in here, but I think we got the big ones in here. And then behind that goes over, this is the sheet you'll see at every eye wash station or eyewear cleaning station on the floors and the wings. And then the other one is the one that's at the first floor dining room eye protection cleaning station, that kind of talks you through the procedure of you clean it, you put it in your bag, and you hang it on the wall and that kind of thing. And then there is a eyewear competency protection quiz, and the agency personnel will do this, and this will go in my box. We have a section for some of the policy and procedures. These will kind of constantly be updated, and we're constantly looking at these. So I will make sure that when we do make changes, we'll get one in here, an updated copy. But it's just like pandemic information, and you can always tell up here when it was revised. I think this one has been revised, so I'll send out a new one on that one. Standard precautions, transmission-based precaution policy, prevention, which is always really important. And then we have our hand hygiene. Oops, hang on a second. Our hand hygiene in service, the 4 moments of hand hygiene for long-term care, which is really important, and then a policy and procedure for hand hygiene, and then the hand hygiene competency, which we've all been trained on how to do that. It's just observing, following all these steps. Some people you may observe washing their hand with soap and water. Some people you just may do it with alcohol-based hand rub. So whichever one you do, just mark it. You may do both. And then some general observations on that. On this one, direct care providers, no artificial nails or enhancements. I'm not sure how strict we are enforcing that, but just make a note here if they do have those things. But there's no need to counsel them to remove them or cut them or anything like that. Just make a note of it. Okay, almost done. And then this one is on PPE conservation. We're right now we're not in conservation mode. If we do get like a positive resident or positive staff member, then we usually go into conservation mode. But right now we're just in conventional standard mode of PPE. But here's a policy and procedure on that. And then we have the PPE competency on that. And behind every one of these competencies is a master, so you can always make copies of that. And these are just one-time things at the beginning when they first start with us. And then if we see any issues, then I can come down and do a more detailed education and competency with them. So I think that's it. If you have any questions, please let me know. We have identical books on the first and the second floor, so no matter where your agency person is starting out, everybody should be able to jump right in and get those done. Okay, thank you.